ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gauranitai, 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 Jai Gauranitai. Jai Gauranitai, 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 Jai Gauranitai. Jai Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Srila Guru Deva. शिखरताय मायापुर शशि की ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. So, warm welcome everyone. We continue our study of Srimad Bhagavatam and specifically Dhruva Maharaja's pastimes. And today we will see Canto 4 and we begin with chapter 11. Swayambhuva Manu advises Dhruva Maharaj to stop fighting. So if we do a quick, say, a recap. So Dhruva Maharaj, he son of King Uttanpad, and one fine day 5-year-old Dhruva Maharaj, he wanted to sit on the lap of his father. So he approached the royal assembly. He approached the royal assembly desiring to sit at the lap of his father. But his father did not welcome that step of Dhruva Maharaj. And his father looked towards his wife, Suruchi, and Suruchi then didn't give the permission to King Uttanpad to take Dhruva Maharaj on his lap, and rather Suruchi spoke harsh, strong words to Dhruva Maharaj. So Dhruva Maharaj, beaten by anger, upset, hurt by anger, he went home and spoke with his mother. His mother already knew of the incident, got to know of the incident before Dhruva Maharaj arrived home. And his mother, Suruchi, she said, the stepmother Suruchi said that worship Lord Narayan. That is the only resolve. He went home. Her mother also said the same thing. Suniti also said the same thing. Worship Lord Narayan. Then he left for forest. Dhruva Maharaj left home to the forest to worship Lord Narayan, to search for Narayan. And as he was approaching, he met Narad Muni. And Narad Muni also gave same instructions that worship Lord Narayan, and Narad Muni initiated him into mantra meditation, into chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, uh, and ordained him in the worship of Lord Narayan. And Dhruva Maharaj went into the forest in 6 months. How deep meditation he did, how such a evolvement, such a realization in his meditation. In 6 months he attained the darshan of Lord Narayan, and he felt embarrassed for himself. He felt ashamed of himself that with what an intent, with what a goal did I approach the Lord. I went towards the Lord asking for broken pieces of glasses, na? Asking for material opulence, asking for a kingdom way much bigger than what my father has, what my grandfather has. Look how full of me. Uh, but nonetheless, nevertheless, Krishna, Lord Narayan, he fulfilled that desire. That okay, I gave you a much bigger kingdom, which never inexhaustible, which never perishes. So the Dhruva Tara, the pole star, as we say, he gave him an abode which is never perishable. And also on top of that, Lord Narayan benediction gave him benediction what? That 36,000 years you will rule this kingdom. You will rule the planet Earth, hmm, and enjoy opulently. And when you leave the body, you will go to that abode where I also will be there. That and now Dhruva Maharaj returned home, from his forest austerities, And yesterday we tried to understand what that his brothers were killed by the yakshas. Uttama, Dhruva Maharaj's brother killed by yaksha. Now they both are grown up. Dhruva Maharaj got married, has children, is ruling, say, or will be ruling for soon on. And his brother got killed by yakshas, and his stepmother died in forest fire. And Dhruva Maharaj went in to take that revenge. Mm. So now he is having a good fight with the yakshas, with the demons, mm, to bring about some peace and order actually in society, and to establish furthermore establishment of Krishna consciousness. And today we begin from this from chapter 11. Swayambhuva Manu advises Dhruva Maharaj to stop fighting. So let us start with text 1 and then see how we proceed. Maitre Uvacha Nishamya Gadatamevam Rishinam Dhanushi Dhruva Sandadetstram Upashipsha Yannarayanirmitam. Shri Maitreya said, My dear Vidura, when Dhruva Maharaj heard the encouraging words of the great sages, he performed the Achaman by touching water and then took up his arrow made by Lord Narayan and fixed it upon his bow. So yesterday we studied now that Dhruva Maharaj was having a strong fight with the Yakshas. So the Yakshas were overwhelmed at one point, and at one point they were coming with full force with all their illusion and magics and tricks and all to dishearten, discourage Dhruva Maharaj. Hmm? But Dhruva Maharaj may be a bit shaken up or something by the um, uh, getting overpowered, say, by the illusory energy of the yakshas. And then the sages prayed and they blessed Dhruva Maharaj with all encouragement and everything. And Dhruva Maharaj finding new faith, new hope, new strength and all, and he's going to now continue with the war. So we see from here on. वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योगा शिक्षार्थमेक पुरुष पुराना श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीर धारी कृपां बुद्धिर्य तमहं प्रपद्ये मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. What does Suniti mean? Can say so. What does anyone else? What does Suniti mean? What does Niti mean? Niti means policies, na? Vision, some values, ethics, morality, say, or policies, some principles, some guidelines by which we live lives. Yeah? Suniti means very moral, gentle, pious policies, guidelines, values by which we live our life, govern ourselves individually, family wise, state, nation, society, globally. Suniti. What does Suruchi mean? Ruchi means interest, taste, developing a taste, developing an interest altogether, having a taste, having an interest. Ruchi, I have a taste, I have an interest. In could be food, eating, playing, sports, travel, whatnot. Say, interest in Krishna consciousness. Suruchi means very interested, deep interest. Hmm? Very deep interest, very strong interest. Say. And we see now in societal, in our conditional state. What? We are more interested in these interests and less in morality or principles and all. Huh? We are more covered up by suruchi or what is kind of ruchikar to me, what is desirable, favorable, or more of interest to me. Huh? What do I like? I'm more attracted, interested in them rather than some good learning, good morality, good principles, good values. Hmm? That not so much. So we see the king also, who was his favorite queen, Suruchi. The younger wife was his favorite queen. Now this can be seen something as symbolic, okay, yeah, something in as symbolic as well. But actually, Bhagavatam, the entire practice of Krishna consciousness is not like symbolic. Uh, Many there are spiritual practitioners of different traditions, and they like everything lumping it into symbolism. Oh, this is symbolic. This signifies this. This signifies that. Shishikharanta Mayapur Sashi ki Jai. Uh, is it okay to say that we have deities in the temple room and they represent God? Is it correct to say they represent God? What do you say, Karthik? Is it correct to say they represent God?
I would say they are God.
So is it correct to say they represent God?
No.
We Kaliuga Jivarna souls. We ask them A, they answer B, and so okay. So it is not correct to say they represent God. Hmm? Is it like they signify God? They signify an emblem, hmm? Deities. Hmm? Then what can we say? Okay, do they help us remind of God, or do they help us channelize? Are they medium for our help to help us in meditation so that we can focus more? There are many spiritual practitioners. They say, "Na, yes, it helps. Having statues, idols. Are these statues or idols? Hmm. For an ignorant person, they are statue and idol. Uh, Someone who is blessed with devotee association, Gaurantai, they are not different, na? Krishna, Sakshat. Hmm. So, and one need to develop that vision, one need to have that faith, one need to have that desire to see Krishna. Uh, so, it is completely incorrect to say they represent God, they signify God, or they are a medium or a tool to channelize our energy, to flow our energy towards the Supreme, towards the universe, and all. No, they are God themselves, and we live under their care, shelter, and protection, and we take care of them, we look after them, like we dress them, we feed them, we bathe them, everything. Look after them, very personal seva. This. So we are again. They do not this Suruchi, Suniti. One may say, okay, this symbolize that there are actually Bhagavad Kathakars, many Bhagavad Kathakars in India, na, making good business out of it. And what like they signify, they symbolize, they represent. This is the message. Take anything. Take for instance Ramayan. Okay, Ravan. He was not this. He symbolizes this. He symbolizes Hanuman symbolizes this, and Ravan symbolizes this. Kumbhakaran symbolizes this. Arjuna symbolizes everything. Lump it to a symbol. Hmm. They signify this. They represent this. Hmm. And ultimately then what we also signify or represent that morality or peace, things like that and all. So ultimately all very nicely calling it spirituality, calling it theism, theist, na? That yes, theist, we are spiritual, but ultimately we see this is kind of polished atheism or atheism only, this sort of thing, symbolizing. Hmm. In Krishna consciousness, the sooner we understand God is a person, Krishna is a person, a youthful divine, youthful boy, 16-year-old. God is a person. We have a personal relationship with Krishna. Everything comes from Krishna. Vadanti tat tattva vidas jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagwaniti sabdyate. So different degrees or different stages of realization. Brahm is the lower stage of realization. Higher than Brahm realization is Paramatma realization, and topmost ultimate real realization is Bhagwan. Bhagwan realization. So Krishna consciousness is not symbolism or representation or like that. No, it's a personal service. It's a personal cultural experience altogether, personal experience, personal proper lifestyle. Okay, let us read a bit more. So, text 2. As soon as Dhruva Maharaj joined the Narayan Astra arrow to his bow, the illusion created by the Yakshas was immediately vanquished. Just as all material pains and pleasures are vanquished when one becomes fully cognizant of the self. It is true when we become aware of our identity, fully cognizant of the self, and at least when we realize that we are not this body, we are spirit, soul, we are spiritual being, we find lot of peace. We find lot of peace, lot of hope, encouragement, clarity, stability, sanity in life. That is the beginning of spiritual life. To understand that I am not this body, I am a spirit, soul. This is the beginning of knowledge. This is the fundamental or the foundation of knowledge. Until and unless this is our starting point, nothing has actually be understood. There can be no yoga until and unless I understand that I am a spiritual being. I am a spirit soul. Hmm. Again, many times people say, na, that what my soul wants, my soul is hurting. No, S- we are the soul. My is the body. Uh, It's not we have a soul. We have a body. We are the soul. We have a body. Uh, Not we have a soul sort of thing. Uh, so we are the spiritual beings proper, and when we in different levels, stages, gradations, realizations, when we understand that we are not this material body, we are a spirit soul, we'll find peace in ourselves. The more we detach ourselves from matter, and the more we attach ourselves to spirit, we will find peace in life. Hmm. And the more we attach ourselves or identify consciously ourselves with matter and material identity, the place we were born, the language, the culture, all of this, if we identify the gender, the status, and all, then we are further and further expanding our material existence only. Hmm. This is religion, material identity, heavily uh, taken up with material identity. Na? This is dharma, religion say. And param dharma, pure Krishna consciousness is beginning that we are a spirit soul. Not even that. Mahaprabhu, just again, spirit soul also. Now you are a spirit soul. Okay. What does it mean as such? What do I do then? Spirit soul meaning, do I not sleep then? Do I not eat? Do I not drink? Huh? Do I not work and all? No. Uh, Mahaprabhu gave us very clear understanding of who we are. नाहं विप्र न च नरपति नापि वैश्यो न शूद्रो नाहं वर्णी न च गृहपति न वनस्थो यतिर्वा. Mahaprabhu says this. We see this in different places, but I think in Chaitanya Chaitamrita Leela, na 1380, I believe. Naham vipra na cha narapati napi vaishyo na shudro नाहं वर्णी न च गृहपति न वनस्थो यतिर्वा किन्तु प्रोद्या निखिलानन्द पूर्णमृतबद्धे गोपी भर्तो पदकमलयोर्दास दासानुदास. Na ham vipra na cha narapati, napi vaishyo na shudro. I'm not a Vaishya, not a mercantile, not a Shudra, uh, nor am a Brahmana, nor am a Kshatriya. No Viprana, no learned, no scholar, no Brahmana. Then what? Uh, Neither am a Brahmachari, a Grihastha, Vanaprastha or Sannyasi. In society, is there anything outside of these? Hmm? This only, no? These Varnas and the Ashram, hmm? Four social orders, four Varnas and the four Ashrams. Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas ashram, these are the ashrams. The shelter ashram means a place, a platform, a shelter wherein a sadhaka does shram. Shram meaning makes effort. Na? For what purpose? To attain Krishna, to attain Vishnu, for God realization. Brahmachari ashram, austerity, performs austerity. Na? Grihastha ashram, Vanaprastha ashram, Sannyas ashram. And then the Varnas, what? Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Nothing outside of this. Say outcast also, then nothing. But Mahaprabhu says, no, we are nothing of this. Then what we are? Huh? Not just like saying we are spirit soul. Spirit soul, what does it mean? Oh, I am a spirit soul. It's again taking a license to run away from matter and also run away from Krishna. Hmm. But Mahaprabhu is giving us what is our identity in relation to the gopis. Who is Krishna? Gopi Bhartayor, Pada Kamalayor, Dasa Dasunu Dasa. So, in a way, whose Das are we? Exactly. Yes. Yeah. We are not direct Das of Krishna. That is not Mahaprabhu's teachings. Yeah. We are not direct Das of Krishna. Yeah. Our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, the teaching is we are Das Das Anudas. And Das Das Anudas of whom? Of the gopis. Now, this is our Swarup, our identity, and now the practice of Krishna. Swarup is clearly given, na? The identity is given altogether. Jivere Swarup hai Krishna Nitya Das. This we all understand. Everyone in this universe is doing Dasta only. Dasta meaning servitorship. Lord Brahma, Indra, Chandra, Varun, everyone, Vayudev, uh, Shani Maharaj, so much so even Shani Maharaj, Ganesh ji, everyone is doing servitorship only, serving only whom? Lord Shri Krishna. So our this identity or our constitutional position or say fundamental duty, occupational duty is to serve, that is established, and serve whom? Krishna. Nitya Krishna Das. No? And now what Mahaprabhu is giving us? Our Swarup, and within that Swarup our Roop as well. Swarup is what? Kopi Bhartyo Pada Kamalur Dasa Dasa Anudasa. We are the aspiring to be the servant of the gopis. In line of this disciplic succession. Our acharyas, na, they all are entered in Nitya Leela and serving them. In that Nitya Leela, we also aspire to serve the divine couple in that Nitya Leela. That is our identity, and then in identity we should be meditating, not just like in our identity, in our swarup, as in our occupation, which is to serve, and also to, to serve means there has to be a body, na? Without a body, how can we function? We cannot function without a body, na? We are not like ghosts, na? So we need a body. We have a body, a spiritual body. Now meditating on both our spiritual identity and spiritual form, yeah, within that identity. Chinmay na, that. So nothing is like, again, symbolism sort of thing in Krishna consciousness. Uh, it's like we are living in society in today's life, na? Friends, family, work, all these relations. But just the consciousness is very perverted, very polluted. It is very much self-driven. Hmm? And that consciousness has to be purified to be Krishna-driven altogether. So let us read some more. Say. This fully cognizant of the self. Now see this self. We have to develop this mood or this sort of identity or consciousness level, thought process. What? Now see, mm, we by and large live heavily in bodily identity. Na? Now see, if if say some infection has taken place in my body, huh? And if some infection has taken place in the body, and say if the doctor say some surgery has to be done, otherwise the poison, the infection will spread all over. So what will we do? Will we let the doctor do the surgery or not? We will let him do. Say the doctor says that you have to chop your hand, and right hand or left hand. What we'll do? To save the body, we will let him, yes, chop our, uh, operate our right hand, do surgery on our right hand. No? We will heartily, willingly, to protect the self, we will do it. Hmm? Then what? If uh, something to protect the mind, huh? We do it. Something to protect the mind. Huh? Likewise, to protect the self. To protect the self, if we have to let go of the body, we are happy to let go of the body. A body part to protect ourselves. To get peace of mind, if we have to let go of something, we are happy to let go. So we are very, in Prahlad Maharaj in his teachings, we see, na, we are very attached to the self, which is good. Now we need to understand who this self is, what this self is, and that Mahaprabhu has come to give us, understanding our spiritual identity, spiritual seva, spiritual role. See, many times we discuss, na, in Sadhak Samaj, in Vaishnav Samaj, in Vaishnav community, many times we discuss what? Service, service, service. Heavy. Service, service. More, more, more. Seva. Yeah. Role, role. Mm, take this own initiative, take that initiative and all. Not sure how many times we discuss on the meditate or contemplate on the spiritual form as well. Mm. We all are attracted to beauty, every one of us. Bodily beauty, even though philosophers, scientists, and all, they may not be so grossly attracted to physical bodily beauty, but they are also attracted to beauty in the form of knowledge. Knowledge appears very beautiful to them, na? Intelligence, all this appears very beautiful. So, in throughout, we are attracted towards beauty only. So, when we become attracted towards not just our spiritual seva, na, along with service, the spiritual form, the spiritual body, then we respect ourselves even more. Then we respect our body. Then we do not misuse our body. And we respect other bodies as well. And we can never then go into exploiting someone else, say sexually. We will never have that, say, sexual desire or that sexual eye uh, towards anyone else and towards ourselves as well. When we truly understand our divine spiritual identity and form. So, text 3 says, even as Dhruva Maharaj fixed the weapon made by Narayan Rishi onto his bow, arrows with golden shafts and feathers like the wings of a swan flew out from it. They entered the enemy soldiers with a great hissing sound, just as peacocks enter a forest with tumultuous crowing. Okay, Pip can read maybe 4 until continue reading from 4 and we see.
Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Those sharp arrows dismayed the enemy soldiers, who became almost unconscious, but various yakshas on the battlefield, in a rage against Dhruva Maharaj, somehow or other collected their weapons and attacked. Just as serpents agitated by Garuda rushed towards Garuda with upraised hoods, all the yaksha soldiers prepared to overcome Dhruva Maharaj with their unpraised weapons.
When Dhruva Maharaj saw the Yakshas coming forward, he immediately took his arrows and cut the enemies to pieces. Separating their arms, legs, heads, and bellies from their bodies, he delivered the Yakshas to the planetary system, which is situated above the sun globe and which is attainable only by first class brahmacharis who have never discharged their semen. When Swayambhuva Manu saw that his grandson Dhruva Maharaj was killing so many of the Yakshas who were not actually offenders, out of his great compassion he approached Dhruva with great sages to give him good instruction. Okay, then please read. Yeah, text 7.
Text 7. Lord Manu said, "My dear son, please stop. It is not good to become unnecessarily angry. It is the path to hellish life. Now you're going beyond the limit by killing yakshas who are actually not offenders. My dear son, the killing of the sinless yakshas which you have undertaken is not at all approved by authorities, and it does not befit our family, which is supposed to know the laws of religion and irreligion. My dear son, it has been proved that you are very much affectionate towards your brother, and are greatly aggrieved at his being killed by the yakshas. But just consider, for one yaksha's offense, you have killed many others who are innocent. One should not accept the body as the self, and thus, like the animals, kill the bodies of others. This is especially forbidden by saintly persons who follow the path of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is very difficult to achieve the spiritual abode of Hari in the Vaikuntha planets, but you are so fortunate that you are already destined to go to that abode by worshipping him as the supreme abode of all living entities. Because you are a pure devotee of the Lord is always thinking of you, and you are also recognized by all his confidential devotees. Your life is meant for exemplary behavior. I am therefore surprised. Why have you undertaken such an abominable task? The Lord is very satisfied with his devotee when the devotee greets other people with tolerance, mercy, friendship, and equality. One who actually satisfies the Supreme Personality of Godhead during one's lifetime becomes liberated from the gross and subtle material conditions. Thus, being freed from all material modes of nature, he achieves unlimited spiritual bliss. The creation of the material world begins with the 5 elements, and thus everything, including the body of a man or a woman, is created of these elements. By the sexual life of man and woman, the number of men and women in this material world is further increased. Manu continued, My dear King Dhruva, it is simply by the illusory material energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and by the interaction of the 3 modes of material nature that creation, maintenance, and annihilation take place. My dear Dhruva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is uncontaminated by the material modes of nature. He is the remote cause of the creation of this material cosmic manifestation. When he gives the impetus, many other causes and effects are produced, and thus the whole universe moves, just as iron moves by the integrated force of a magnet. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, by his inconceivable supreme energy, time causes the interaction of the 3 modes of material nature, and thus varieties of energy become manifest. It appears that he is acting, but he is not the actor. He is killing, but he is not the killer. Thus, it is understood that only by his inconceivable power is everything happening.
Let us check until text 18 a bit. So as the pastime is progressing, unfolding, say, Dhruva Maharaj, he got into fight with Yakshas. Now, such is material world. That again, this is Dhruva Maharaj who is helping us understand how to live in this material world, na? Through him. So first, it is not like us conditioned soul sadhaka should never take this kind of liberty, license, or this understanding. Oh, look, Dhruva also, he also got caught up, na? That once you do bhakti and then see the Lord and then engage in uh, unwanted killing and all these things. My Krishna is helping us understand that how to actually live in this world. And such is the world. The important thing for a okay, we are after blessings, right? This much is there, na? We want blessing. What is the thing to protect or to have continued blessing, to keep on getting blessings? What should we be doing? What devotional service? Nice. Okay, yeah, we continue performing bhakti seva. Hai? We continue doing devotional service, and that ways we uh, get more and more blessing. Nice. Any other thoughts? One, if we want to stay blessed, see this we have to acknowledge that we are blessed. This much we must always acknowledge ourselves. Doesn't matter, we could be struggling in Krishna consciousness, but we cannot deny that we are not blessed. We are definitely blessed. To be practicing Krishna consciousness in itself is a unimaginable, unquantifiable blessing. To be in the vicinity of devotees and practice Krishna consciousness. Ah, Now this journey of Krishna consciousness, this practice of Krishna consciousness, this study of Srimad Bhagavatam is a journey from where? From being blessed to becoming very blessed to becoming fully blessed. We are blessed. We want to be more blessed, very blessed, yes, and becoming fully blessed. Now, how do we cover this journey from what is to be careful of in this journey from becoming blessed to be staying blessed, becoming very blessed, and staying blessed throughout, becoming fully blessed, is to protect our focus. One who can protect his focus, he can stay blessed. This material world means focus is lost. Hmm? Focus is lost, or focus can be lost easily. Krishna says, beautiful in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 18:41, na tadasti prithivyam va divi deveshu va puna. Very beautiful. Again, another very mystical shloka in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says in 18:40, न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः सत्वं प्रकृति जैर्मुक्तं य देवी स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणे. There is no place, न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां va, in this prithvi, in this earth, or divi deveshu va punah, nor in the higher planetary systems, among the demigods. Sattvam prakriti jair muktam. Yat evi sat trivir gune. So there is no being existing either here or among the demigods in the higher planetary system which is freed from these three modes born of material nature. Huh? So this world, even up to the lok of Brahma lok, although very heavy with mode of goodness, still within the modes. So point being that as a sadhaka, we should be very careful in protecting our focus. We should never lose our focus. They say na in driving and all what drive carefully. In Hindi they say na what सावधानी हटी दुर्घटना घटी. Hmm. You lose a slight attention, slight focus, and it can lead to a mishap. Pip, you have a question or comment?
Hare Krishna. On this Bhagavad Gita shloka, what about the spiritual master, Gurudev?
Yeah. So this shloka, or see again, very nice shloka in Bhagavad Gita 10:2, I believe, na. So this Prabhupada gave a very short purport on this 1814, a very short purport. Some of the purport shlokas Prabhupada gave short purports. I feel like, oh, Prabhupada. The purport is very short, sweet. Na? The Lord here summarizes the total influence of the three modes of material nature all over the universe. So, so for sadhakas, na, is it's very subjective in the sense for a disciple, he has to develop this vision, and the soonest as well, that his spiritual master is a transcendental personality, transcendental being altogether. Like, see, as for a sadhaka, in his spiritual master, he should have Narad Muni Buddhi, or even bigger Buddhi than Narad Muni. Buddhi means intelligence, na? Uh, So, like Narad Muni, we see na Narad Muni himself tells na in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, fifth chapter, text 26, I think, yes. Narad Muni says that I and the Lord are transcendental. So, a sadhaka also for his spiritual master, he should have this wish that my spiritual master, see, my spiritual master is no ordinary personality. That is okay, good. But what? My spiritual master is transcendental personality. Uh, Furthermore, my spiritual master is an associate of Krishna. Hmm? And it can go furthermore, furthermore, furthermore. So a sadhaka should see spiritual master in that light only. Now, in this pastime, we see that via Dhruva Maharaj, Krishna is helping us understand that do not lose your focus. Dhruva Maharaj lost focus, na? That is material world. Bharat Maharaj lost focus, na? Ajamil lost focus big time, big time. Uh, They all are helping us. Uh, and it is for us to keep up that focus. So a spiritual master is the best role model for a sadhaka, for his disciple, in advancing, practicing, understanding Krishna consciousness. Now this na that the spiritual master also has maybe headache, or snores in sleeping, or some stomach problems, say, things like that, or some other things, or some other news and all, everything say come about, toothache come about and all. But spiritual master is helping us understand that these are like, na, as we were trying to see in the morning, what for an elephant, na, elephant in the jungle, lion attack, tiger attack, some deer attack, giraffe attack and all. What does it bother to elephant? When an elephant walks in his mood, in his style, in his dance and all, nothing bothers to him. Tiger comes, he goes psh, lion comes, he goes psh, like that. Everyone. So spiritual master also helping a sadhaka understand that what, because he has protected his spiritual identity altogether, na, or established, situated, attained, protected that consciousness altogether, na, transcendental vision, consciousness. So this should put this upheavals of material world coming, some good news, some bad news, some good news, bad news, how to deal with them, how to deflect them, how to not get carried away, how to move on altogether, get not at all getting affected by it. So this, yes, this is like, uh, we might be living in this world, uh, being that we are living in this world of the three modes of material nature. Look, Krishna is saying here, na, the translation says there is no being existing. Now, devotee, do we count him in the category of being? We don't count devotee in the category of being. Na? Devotee is meaning a very transcendental personality. And what to speak of Gurudev said? Huh? Very transcendental. So being, na, being is like jiva. Devotee is not like a jiva, na. And a spiritual master, is he like a jiva? No, for a sadhaka, he should be seen in the light of a parshad, of an associate of Krishna. And furthermore elevation in his vision of his spiritual master. One should never shy away in glorifying devotees, in glorifying Vaishnavas, and especially in glorifying spiritual master. One should never shy away. Rather, one should look for opportunities. One should grab them to glorify more and more. So this is like for the being or the makeup of this world. But we need not be of this world, na? And how do we demonstrate? How do we see this? So through Dhruva Maharaj. Now see, Dhruva Maharaj pastime, if I may say, is a historical event, but it happened in the past. Na? It's fine, we get inspiration from someone, something happening in the past and all. Oh, Dhruva tackled, how Dhruva elevated himself, how Bharat Maharaj and all. But who is spiritual master? He's a present personality, a current personality, not a personality who I contact on Facebook or YouTube who I see. No, not a personality who is no more. It's, the spiritual master is not like a show business, or it's not like that mm, such a low thing in the sense. Oh, I also have a spiritual master. Oh, nice. Where? Oh, my spiritual master is where? Ashram in Vrindavan. Oh, nice. Is very popular in Vrindavan. And what? Oh, so how often do you see him? Well, when we go to Vrindavan once a year, we see him and all. And what do you tell? Oh, he gives me messages. I get messages, revelations, and inspirations from him. Huh? That when to come, when not to come, book 20 gut, everything in my life. You know. What is his name? This and what does he tell? And what do we know? Oh, he passed away actually. When did you take Diksha? Well, he was not physically present, but I had this bhav, I had this mood, and I took. It doesn't work like this. It doesn't work like this. Huh? We want to serve what? Granth Bhagavad and Bhakt Bhagavad. So we need some live inspiration in front of us who can help us out, who can activate that Krishna consciousness in us all together. So that ways, this world is a world of complete duality and the three modes of material nature. But when Krishna appears, he says na, in Bhagavad Gita, he is above the modes altogether. And likewise, acharyas, spiritual master, and all, they are not of this world, and they are leaving a legacy for us, that how whilst living in this world we have to experience sublimity. If we do not experience sublimity in our current situation position, what is the guarantee? How can we say that yes, and next life and we experience sublimity? It doesn't work like that, no. Just dying does not make anyone a saint. Uh, just by dying. Oh, how do you become a saint? Well, first you have to die, and then you become a saint. Oh, easy. No, yeah. Doesn't work like that, no? So it is in this life itself, we have to Jivan Mukta Sauchyate. We have to experience that Krishna consciousness. Na? So we have to cry out for that Krishna consciousness. So the formula for we all want to become blessed. We all are blessed as well. Now, how do we transform or cover ourselves from being blessed to very blessed? By maintaining the focus, keeping good association. And we want ultimately not very blessed. We want to become fully blessed. Very blessed is incomplete. It is not good enough. It is definitely good or great, but not great enough. We want to become fully blessed. And in order to become fully blessed, we have to fully encircle the mercy of Guru Maharaj. We have to fully encircle that. And that is what we have to fully absorb ourselves in Krishna consciousness. We have to fully keep the fire burning, the fire alive. We have to fully keep our focus sustained, maintained. If we lose the vision, if we lose the focus, then yes, sidetracked, lost altogether. So herein we see Dhruva Maharaj, na, uh, as, like we were discussing yesterday, na, that t-shirts, these tops people wear, na, and what's written on top? Do not disturb me. I'm already too disturbed. Hmm. Right? We can make one. What? Do not distract me. I'm already too distracted. Hmm. I'm already too carried away. Hmm. I already get too carried away. Say. Uh, so this thing, a sadhaka is what? Who doesn't? We should not get carried away. We should not get any deviated, diverted. Already lots of diversions in our life. We cannot afford to have any further more. So blessed is a soul who can live a life of unentanglement. Hmm. Blessed are those personalities who are unentangled. And from now on, if we can be unentangled, what job has a devotee got to do with societal things and all, societal commitments, clubs and all these things? No, sadhaka has got nothing. Uh, Grahastha ashram, there is some license, but we should not misuse any of those license, na? In the name of Grahastha ashrams, if we are misusing, we are cheating ourselves only, no one else. See, we cannot cheat ourselves. It is very difficult to cheat, especially someone for a awakened sadhaka, na? One who has got some bit of transcendental awakening, he or she cannot cheat himself or himself. Hmm? Will be very haunted if we are cheating ourselves. And we can never cheat Krishna. We can never cheat Krishna. So that much sanity we have to develop, that I am cheating myself. And this should hurt, this should pinch us if we actually value devotee association. Hmm. So we see here Dhruva Maharaj, uh, like we say now, what? Has someone's hand ever touched fire, say while cooking or something, na? Or all of our hands, say, na, would have touched fire at some point in time. And it touches fire, of course, unintentionally, na? By mistake or something. And when we touch fire, do we put our hands further in it? What do we do? Yes, straight away we take our hands out of it. Straight away, right? Likewise, when we cannot cheat ourselves. So when we know, okay, I'm going into sense gratification, gone into sense gratification, our attitude, our mood, our reflection or bounce back should be how? Touch and go. Touch and go all together. Shishi Khorantai, Mayapur, Sashi Ki Jai.
Jai.
See, this is a material world, a world where we are constantly falling down, falling short, for sure. Okay, some some concession or some solace or some mercy is given there. What Krishna is wanting or checking is, fall down is fine, say, but how quickly do we recover? How quickly do we come out of it? How quickly do we get ourselves in back in one piece? That is very important. And then from there we move on. And come a day in our life, then we are doing nothing but Krishna bhajan, nothing but Krishna bhakti. That has to come about, na? And by such events only. Now it looks good, na? Something happening in Dhruva Maharaj's life looks good, but the same is happening in our life as well. And through Dhruva Maharaj's blessings, and more so through the blessings of the current devotees, we need to transcend this mundane duality and things. Uh, like we see na, Swayambhuva Manu, the grandfather of Dhruva Maharaj, seeing him getting deviated, he appeared, he came, and he's saying Dhruva that it is not good to become unnecessarily angry. Uh, Sufficient or necessary angry is okay. Unnecessarily angry, there is no room for it, there is no scope for it. So we should be very careful of not getting carried away. heavily we get easily get carried away. And further we see na text 13 it says na the Lord is very satisfied with his devotee when the devotee greets other people with tolerance, mercy, friendship and equality. Such qualities we need to develop. And until and unless we consider ourselves to be a devotee or we take that yes we are part and parcel of Krishna, we belong to Krishna, our spiritual identity, spiritual form, spiritual service and all, how can we see others in that light? No, as they say, no, charity begins from home. Mm. So first of all I need to work on myself. When I see myself as a devotee in that light, then I will be seeing others also in that light. Okay, let us do a bit of Kirtan and then see. Shishikorantai Mayapur Sashi ki jai. No, pata nahi. परम करुणा पहो दुई जन निताई गौर चंद्र पर सब अवतार सार शिरोमणि केवल आनंद कंद परम करुणा पहो दुई जन निताई गौर चंद्र सब अवतार सार शिरोमणि केवल आनंद कंद भजो भजो भाई चैतन्य निताई सुदृढ़ विश्वास को रे भजो भजो भाई चैतन्य निताई सुदृढ़ विश्वास को रे Who is Bhai in this bhajan? Bhajo bhajo Bhai. Bhai say Hindi, Bengali, Sanskrit word say what? Bhai, like who is Bhai in this bhajan? Yes, Karthik?
So Bhajo Bhajo Bhai, I think means it. The song is referring to everybody. Sab gao, sab gao.
Everyone
Like,
saying, Bhajo
yeah.
bhajo Bhai.
Yeah.
You saying something? Who is Bhai?
I've heard like when Vaishnavas use the word bhai, they're talking to themselves, they're talking
It
to
is
their
to
mind.
ourselves only. Bhajo bhajo Bhai mean a plead, a call to my mind. My dear mind, my dear Dushta Man, my dear Paji mind, my dear friend mind, my dear good mind, please, Bhajo, chant the holy names of Gauranitai. Bhajo, Bhajo, Bhai, Chaitanya Nitai, सुदृढ़ विश्वास को रे विषय छड़िया सिरसे मजिया मुखे बोलो हरि हरि देखो रे भाई त्रिभुवन नाई ए मोने दयाल दाता देखो रे भाई त्रिभुवन नाई ए मोने दयाल दाता पशु पाखी जूरे पासने विदारे सुनी जा रे गुण गाथा पशु पाखी जूरे पासन विदारे सुनी जा रे गुण गाथा संसारे माजिया रोहिली पोरिया आर नाही मोर आशा संसारे माजिया रोहिली पोरिया से पद नाई लो आशा अपना करम भुंजाए समान कहे लोचन दासा अपना करम भुंजाए समान कहो ए लोचन दास परम करुणा पहो दुई जन निताई गौर चंद्रा Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nittai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaur Hari Bol. Nittai Gaur Premanandi. See, in life, if we can be attracted to one thing, that is to be attracted to the Paramta, na? Param Karuna. Param means higher, transcendental. Na? So, if we can be attracted to that transcendental quality, the transcendental love, divinity of Krishna. Now, in life, there's this thing. Na? One is what? Karuna. Another Corona. Na? Huh? Coronavirus and this coronavirus. So the only way to free ourselves from corona means societal, all these things is when we get ourselves trapped in the karuna. One who has got the karuna, especially param karuna, na? Param karuna. One who has got the karuna of Nitai Gaur Chandra, corona or any other rona will never. Rona in Sanskrit, in Hindi means crying. Huh? So no other corona can access. One who has got the karuna of Mahaprabhu. So Parama Karuna Pahu Duijana Nittai Gaura Chandra. Na? Saba Avatara Sara Shiromani. Shiromani is like the crown jewel. Huh? The best of the best. Saba Avatara of all the incarnations, Sara Shiromani. Kevala Ananda Kanda. So they have come to bestow only and only loving devotional service, only and only pure love, straight delivering pure love. Bhajo bhajo bhai na, this call out, and this bhai is referring to myself. Uh, Preaching is always to oneself only. Preaching is always to oneself. Who is my audience? Say, I am the only audience. Rest, everyone is helping me become Krishna conscious. Everyone and everything also helping me become Krishna conscious. So bhajo bhajo re bhai, Chaitanya Nitai. Bhai is to console or solacing or call to the mind only. My dear mind, chant the holy names of Krishna. Sudrida Vishwas Kori. Chant the name with faith, with faith in the name. विषया छाड़िया सेरा से माजिया मुखे बोलो हरि हरि. Giving up sense gratification, sense enjoyment, and chant. Now, one is to chant with the mouth, and another is to chant with emotion. Na? So that other mouth is what? It is a dead piece only, dead matter. Na? Hand, feet, what is it? But when we use it in the service of Mahaprabhu as an instrument, that is what we cherish, what we aspire. Elevation is not of the throat as such, how good I sing and all. Elevation is of consciousness. Uh, we are bound up by our consciousness, and elevation is of consciousness only. So, Vishaya Sadiya, Sera Se Majiya. This sense gratification has to be given up altogether. Sense gratification. If we really want to experience sublimity in Krishna consciousness. देखो रे भाई त्रिभुवने नाई एमोने दयाल दाता. In the three universes, there is no one who is such merciful, such kind. पशु पाखी झूरे पाषाण विदारे. Now see this irony here, na? What पशु पाखी झूरे पाषाण विदारे सुनी जा रे गुणगाथा. What does the translation say? That the hearts melt. Have we got translation? पशु पाखी झूरे पाषाण विदारे. The hearts melt of what? Stone, birds, flies, animals. What does the translation say? पशु पाखी झूरे सुनी जा रे गुणगाथा.
Their merciful qualities are so great that upon hearing them, even birds and beasts cry and stones melt.
So now look at our situation, our condition. Even birds and beasts cry and stone melt. Hmm? And where do I stand? Uh, Irony, na? So this irony has to come about in a sadhaka's life. Preaching is never to others. Preaching is for oneself only. Preaching is to be always to oneself. Then like yesterday we were discussing now. In order to get a job, there has to be some qualification, right? In order to get a job, in order to get into a relationship, even school admission, na 5-year-old, 4-year-old boy school admission, still there is some criteria qualification for the boy or his parents and all something like that. Uh, and so the company will give someone a job who is qualified. Hmm? Now, one has to be qualified to get a job in a company. And now, to get a job for Krishna, what do we need? Qualification or unqualification? In society, we have to certify we are qualified. And in Krishna consciousness, we have to certify that I am unqualified. This. So, this certification of unqualification is for oneself to realize utterly. This is why preaching is for oneself only. And it may happen, na? It may, so why not, na? I might be preaching for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. I'm preaching to the whole world, but to myself, may not be so much. And it is not like, okay, I'm preaching to others also and I'm checking myself as well and all. Throughout, we have to check ourselves only. If we check ourselves, then Mahaprabhu can use as an instrument. So this, even birds, beasts, stones melt their heart. They cry, seeing the Suni Jare Gunagatha, seeing the qualities of Mahaprabhu. And look at my situation. Tadasmasaram hridayam batedam yadgrihamanir harinam deye. You can check, this comes very beautiful in second canto, na? Third chapter, 24th verse. And look the translations Prabhupada has given. I think the chapter is entitled something like Devotional Service, Change of Heart, Transformation of Heart, 2, 3, 24. Tadasmasaram hridayam batedam yadgrihyamanerharinam न विक्रियेत यदा विकारो नेत्रे जलगात्ररुहेषु हर्षम्. Na? Netra, eyes, from the eyes. Jalagatra, crying through the eyes. Ruheshu Harsha, hair standing on end. Tadasmasaram hridayam batetam. So Karthike can read translation. Steel framed heart, steel framed.
Hare Krishna. Certainly, that heart is still framed, which, in spite of one's chanting the holy name of the Lord with concentration, does not change when ecstasy takes place. Tears fill the eyes and the hairs stand on the end.
So why does it happen? We are chanting. Why is it we are not experiencing ecstasy and furthermore? Huh? Because of offenses. Offenses. And again, offense is also always done in knowledge. Hmm. We our separation from Krishna is not because of ignorance. It's not because of sins. It's because of cheating or offense. And cheating can never be done in ignorance. Can anyone cheat in ignorance or unknowingly? Cheating is always conscious, always knowingly, always willingly. We cheat ourselves only, not Krishna. How? Wanting some name, fame, pride, what not further on. This is the thing. Because of this offensive mentality and all, there's not a real change, shift in consciousness, real transformation of heart. So we have to really attract that Karuna of Mahaprabhu for that. And this is what human life is meant for altogether, only for that intent. So as we were discussing a bit yesterday, I love someone in life, and this is real experience. We all would have experienced this. We love someone in life, but the other person does not love us to that extent, or we don't experience that he or she loves us to that extent or that other item. Hmm? And we experience someone who is after us, someone who loves us too much, like mother's love. Now we say no, it can be too much sometimes. Mother loves us too much, but we don't pay much heed to it. Such is, we are loving matter very much. We are not getting much out of matter. Krishna is loving us way more than what we realize, way more than what we know, but we are not giving much heed to Krishna. We were discussing now what in Japan there is a ministry in Japan and some places in Europe as well. Loneliness minister, suicide rates is high in Japan. Na? Loneliness minister, depression is high, and what not. This robots and all, na, to for having a relationship, having some friendship and all, because robots don't complain, na, and we can have that sort of things with them. Uh, So such is the thing, heavily absorbed in matter. Now, what like we're trying to understand, na? What causes disaster? What causes disaster? Disaster comes in many ways, na? Like some natural calamity or road crash, or even in finance, financial disaster, relationships, many other things, poor decisions. Yes, yes, it is a question.
If you're very conscious, then disaster then disaster actually does not exist.
Mhm.
We only experience disaster if we are identified with our body and if we are not really connected with Krishna. If we would be connected and conscious about that we are a soul and an eternal servant of Krishna, then there would not be really a disaster existing.
Good explanation. What causes disaster? What leads to disaster? What causes disaster? Natural, unnatural also. Unnatural disaster as well. What is unnatural disaster, by the way? But unnatural, artificial, natural disaster, any form and shape, big and small. What causes, what leads to disaster?
One thing one can consider is getting a human birth and wasting away it on material things rather than focusing on Krishna. One very big reason that causes disaster.
Desires causes disaster. Desires lead to disaster. What desires? Perverted desires, material desires. Desires where Krishna is not involved. Desires where joy of Krishna is not involved. Desires where satisfaction of Guru and Gaurang is not involved causes disaster, lead to disaster. And desire where Krishna is involved, no disaster. No disaster at all. One may a bit see na Dhruva Maharaj, he had the desire to sit on his father's lap. Again, through Dhruva Maharaj, we are trying to learn, understand, say. So 5-year-old boy, na, a bit natural also to sit on his father's lap. But say this desire leading towards in a way disaster in Dhruva Maharaj's life, na. Shishikharantai Mayapur Sashi ki. So we need to protect or purify our desires altogether. Yeah? One who can purify, Dhruva Maharaj purified his desire. Na? His desire was what? To attain a kingdom much greater than Lord Brahma. Look, first wanted what? A space in father's lap. Didn't get it. Now I want such a huge space. Such a huge space. Na? Father, you are not giving me a space in your lap. Okay. Huh? Now I will go to Narayan. And what do I order or want from Narayan? I want a space much bigger than what my granddad has. Much, way much bigger like that. So this unfulfillment of desire and all. And societal desires can never be fulfilled. Can never be fulfilled. Like Karuna Bhavan. What? Situated in Lesmego, na, South Lanarkshire, on top of a hill in a small village, Lesmego. Now, maybe 5,000 homes in Lesmego, or whatever, say 5,000 homes in Lesmego. Well, 5,000, yeah, is it a big number? Anyways, say 5,000 homes in Lesmego. Even now, if we send our Kartike to all of these 5,000 homes along with Pep, they both go in each and every home and press the bell, ting tong, and what? Say some good to them. Huh? Dear sir, dear madam, so you are so good, and give them some gift. Not all 5,000 people will be happy. Someone still will be dissatisfied. Someone still will be unhappy. So, point being, this material desires of people pleasing can never please us. Can never please us. So Dhruva Maharaj had a desire to obtain some space in his father's lap, unsatisfied. Then he moved on, much bigger desire that, okay, this desire will satisfy me. But this practicing Krishna consciousness, Dhruva Maharaj realized, well, no, no desire in this world can satisfy the soul. The only desire is what? Morai abhilash vilas kunje diyo vas नयने हेरिबो सदा युगल रूपरासी नयने हेरिबो सदा युगल रूपरासी. So we have to come to this point that only one abhilash, only one desire. Radha Krishna seva pao ei abhilashi. Only this desire. And the only formula to coming to this desire is what? Shri Guru Charane. No focus and all, no focus. No mind control, focus and all. The only thing is by having what? Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati. This is the Uttama Gati. This is the ultimate destination, the perfection. What? Attachment to the lotus feet of the spiritual master is the perfection that fulfills all desires. This is the secret to advancement in Krishna consciousness, to success in Krishna consciousness. So Dhruva Maharaj, we all have a gap in our desires only. It's not like kill the desires. No, we can never kill desire. Soul is not inactive. Soul is not desireless. Real desirelessness is what? Not desire matter, but to desire for Krishna. That desiring we need to develop. There's a saying in Hindi, na what? Our Kartik is reminding me actually of this saying. Jana tha Japan, पहुंच गए चीन. I mean, like I wanted to go here, but I went elsewhere. So this is where we are carried away by our desires. But when we come in contact with devotees, then we find perfection in our desires and we go towards Golok Vrindavan. All the way, Mahaprabhu has come to take us all the way to Goloka Vrindavan. So we desire for that. Na? Be ambitious. Be real ambitious. Dhruva Maharaj was ambitious, wanting a kingdom much greater than his father. But he realized, no, this is not the biggest ambition. Something more big. Krishna gave him something more big. Param drishtva nivartate. Thank you very much for your kind patience in listening and encouragement. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण की
जय।
श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय।
निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी.
हरि बोल।
Bhakta Ashis Prabhu ki
From text 19.
Jai. Hare Krishna.